Hey everyone, welcome back to Ride with Bass. If you're passionate about motorcycles, performance machines, and the stories behind some of the most unique bikes ever built, you're in the right place. Today, we're taking a deep dive into one of the most fascinating sport bikes to come out of America, the Buell 1125R. This motorcycle was bold, controversial, innovative, and unlike anything else on the road when it was introduced. Whether you're a longtime Buell fan, a sport bike enthusiast, or someone who has never heard of the 1125R before, stick around because this bike has a story worth telling. Picture the sport bike market in the late 2000s. Japanese manufacturers were dominating with machines like the Yamaha R1, Honda CBR 1000RR, Suzuki GSX-R 1000, and Kawasaki ZX-10R. European brands were pushing performance boundaries with bikes from Ducati and Aprilia. In the middle of this highly competitive environment stood Buell, an American motorcycle company known for doing things differently. Founded by Eric Buell, the company had built a reputation for innovative engineering and unconventional designs. Buell motorcycles often featured fuel stored inside the frame, oil stored in the swingarm, and perimeter-mounted brake rotors. These ideas weren't just different for the sake of being different. They were designed to improve handling, centralize mass, and create a better riding experience. For years, Buell motorcycles relied heavily on Harley-Davidson-derived engines. While those engines offered character and torque, they couldn't always compete with the high-revving powerplants found in modern sport bikes. Enthusiasts wanted a Buell that could truly challenge the world's best performance motorcycles. That challenge led to the creation of the Buell 1125R. When the motorcycle was unveiled in 2007 as a 2008 model, it represented a major shift for the company. This wasn't simply another evolution of an existing Buell platform. It was a complete reimagining of what an American sport bike could be. At the heart of the machine was a liquid-cooled, 1,125cc V-twin engine developed in partnership with the Italian company Rotax. This engine immediately distinguished the bike from previous Buell models. Instead of relying on an air-cooled Harley-based powerplant, the 1125R featured a modern, high-performance engine designed specifically for aggressive riding. The numbers were impressive for the era. The Rotax-built engine produced approximately 146 horsepower and around 82 pound-feet of torque. Those figures placed the Buell firmly into leader bike territory and allowed it to compete with many established sport machines. One of the first things riders noticed about the 1125R was its distinctive appearance. This wasn't a motorcycle designed to blend into a crowd. The styling was aggressive, futuristic, and unmistakably Buell. The front fairing featured sharp lines and an unusual twin headlight arrangement. Large side-mounted radiators gave the bike a muscular stance. The frame served as the fuel tank, a signature Buell engineering solution that helped lower the center of gravity. Every part of the motorcycle seemed designed with purpose. Some riders loved the styling immediately. Others thought it looked strange compared to more traditional sport bikes. Regardless of personal preference, almost everyone agreed on one thing: the 1125R looked unique. And that uniqueness extended far beyond appearance. One of Buell's most famous innovations was the fuel-in-frame design. Instead of placing fuel in a conventional tank above the engine, Buell stored fuel inside the aluminum frame. This approach centralized mass and helped improve handling characteristics. The swingarm doubled as the oil reservoir, another example of Buell's commitment to unconventional engineering. By integrating multiple functions into key structural components, the company reduced weight and optimized space. Then there was the famous ZTL brake system. Instead of using dual front brake discs, the 1125R employed a single large perimeter-mounted rotor attached to the outer edge of the front wheel. This design reduced unsprung weight while still delivering strong braking performance. To many riders, the engineering solutions found on the 1125R were unlike anything they had seen before. But innovation means little if a motorcycle doesn't perform on the road. Fortunately, the Buell 1125R delivered an exciting riding experience. Twist the throttle, and the Rotax V-twin came alive with impressive force. Power delivery was strong throughout the rev range. Unlike some inline-4 sport bikes that required high RPMs to access maximum performance, the Buell provided substantial torque from lower engine speeds. This characteristic made the motorcycle enjoyable in a variety of riding situations. Whether accelerating out of a corner, passing traffic on the highway, or attacking a winding back road, the engine always felt eager and responsive. The sound was another highlight. The liquid-cooled V-twin produced a deep, aggressive exhaust note that set it apart from many competitors. It wasn't the scream of a high-revving inline-4. Instead, it delivered a distinctive growl that reminded riders they were operating something special. Acceleration was impressive for its time. The bike could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in well under 4 seconds. Top speed exceeded 160 miles per hour under the right conditions. Those numbers may not seem extraordinary by today's standards, but during its era, they positioned the 1125R as a serious performance machine. Handling was equally noteworthy. Thanks to its centralized mass, rigid chassis, and innovative design, the motorcycle felt remarkably stable through corners. Riders often praised the bike's confidence-inspiring nature and predictable behavior when pushed hard. The fully adjustable suspension allowed owners to tailor the motorcycle's characteristics to their preferences. Whether riding on public roads or participating in track day events, the chassis offered excellent feedback. One of the most interesting aspects of the 1125R was how different it felt compared to many rival motorcycles. Japanese superbikes often focused on maximum horsepower and razor-sharp performance. The Buell took a different approach. It emphasized real-world usability, strong torque, and rider engagement. As a result, many owners developed a deep emotional connection with the motorcycle. However, the story of the Buell 1125R wasn't without challenges. Early production models experienced several issues that affected the bike's reputation. One commonly discussed concern involved heat management. The side-mounted radiators and bodywork could direct significant heat toward the rider, especially during slow-speed riding or hot weather conditions. Some owners also reported charging system issues and other reliability concerns during the bike's initial years. To Buell's credit, many of these problems were addressed through updates and recalls. Later models benefited from improvements that enhanced reliability and overall ownership satisfaction. Still, first impressions matter, and some of the early criticism followed the motorcycle throughout its production run. Another factor affecting the 1125R's success was timing. The motorcycle arrived just as the global financial crisis began impacting markets around the world. Economic uncertainty reduced consumer spending and made it more difficult for specialty motorcycles to gain traction. Then came perhaps the biggest challenge of all. In 2009, Harley-Davidson announced the discontinuation of the Buell brand. The decision shocked many enthusiasts. After years of innovation and development, Buell motorcycles would no longer be produced under Harley-Davidson ownership. The 1125R, despite its impressive capabilities and potential, became one of the final chapters in the company's history. For fans, it was a heartbreaking moment. Many believed the 1125R represented the beginning of a new era for Buell. The partnership with Rotax had given the company a world-class engine. The chassis was competitive. The engineering was innovative. There was genuine excitement about what future models might achieve. Unfortunately, those future models never arrived. Today, the Buell 1125R occupies a fascinating place in motorcycle history. It is remembered as both a technological achievement and a symbol of unrealized potential. Collectors appreciate its uniqueness. Enthusiasts admire its engineering. Riders continue to enjoy its performance. And many still wonder what Buell might have accomplished had the company received more time and support. Now let's talk about ownership in today's market. One of the most attractive aspects of the Buell 1125R is its affordability. Unlike many collectible sport bikes that have seen dramatic price increases, the 1125R remains relatively accessible. Prices vary depending on mileage, condition, maintenance history, modifications, and location. In the United States, most Buell 1125R motorcycles typically sell between $4,500 and $8,500. Higher mileage examples with cosmetic wear can sometimes be found for around $4,000 to $5,000. Well-maintained motorcycles with moderate mileage often command prices between $5,500 and $7,000. Exceptional low-mileage examples in excellent condition may reach $8,000 or even higher, particularly if they include documentation, accessories, and original components. Considering the performance available, many enthusiasts view the 1125R as one of the best values in the used sportbike market. For the price of a beginner motorcycle or an older Japanese middleweight, buyers can own a unique American sportbike featuring a powerful Rotax engine and genuinely innovative engineering. Of course, prospective owners should perform careful inspections before purchasing. Because production ended years ago, parts availability can occasionally require additional effort compared to more common motorcycles. Buyers should verify maintenance records, inspect charging system components, examine cooling system performance, and ensure recall work has been completed when applicable. Fortunately, a dedicated enthusiast community continues supporting these motorcycles. Online forums, owner groups, and specialty suppliers help keep many examples on the road. That support network has become an important part of the ownership experience. When discussing the Buell 1125R, comparisons inevitably arise. How does it compare with a Japanese leader bike? How does it compare with a Ducati? How does it compare with modern sport motorcycles? The answer depends on expectations. If maximum horsepower is the primary goal, newer sport bikes will outperform the 1125R. If cutting-edge electronics are essential, modern machines offer traction control, advanced rider aids, cornering abs, and sophisticated suspension systems. But motorcycles are about more than specifications. The Buell delivers personality, it delivers character, it delivers an experience that feels different from almost everything else on the road. Many riders describe the 1125R as a motorcycle that feels alive beneath them. The torque-rich engine, unique chassis, distinctive styling, and unconventional engineering create an identity that remains memorable long after the ride ends. In a world where many motorcycles increasingly resemble one another, that individuality has become one of the Buell's greatest strengths. The motorcycle also serves as a reminder of what American engineering can accomplish when innovation takes center stage. Eric Buell wasn't interested in simply copying existing formulas. He wanted to challenge assumptions. He wanted to rethink motorcycle design. The 1125R embodies that philosophy. Every unusual feature tells a story about engineering creativity and the pursuit of better performance. Whether every idea succeeded perfectly is open to debate. What isn't debatable is the courage required to pursue those ideas in an intensely competitive market. That courage helped create one of the most interesting motorcycles of its generation. Years after production ended, the Buell 1125R continues attracting attention wherever it appears. People ask questions. They take photos. They want to know what it is. That reaction speaks volumes about the motorcycle's enduring appeal. It isn't just another sport bike. It's a conversation piece. It's a piece of engineering history. And it's a machine that still delivers genuine excitement. For riders searching for something different, something rare, and something memorable, the Buell 1125R remains a compelling option. It may not be perfect. It may not have achieved the commercial success its creators hoped for. But it accomplished something many motorcycles never do. It left a lasting impression. And sometimes that's what truly matters. The Buell 1125R represents innovation, ambition, and the willingness to challenge convention. It stands as one of the boldest American sport bikes ever produced and a reminder that great motorcycles aren't always measured solely by sales numbers or production totals. They're measured by the emotions they create, the memories they leave behind, and the passion they inspire in riders around the world. And in those areas, the Buell 1125R remains a remarkable success. Thanks for riding with us today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most unique sport bikes, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Ride with Base, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upcoming motorcycle story. Let us know in the comments. Would you buy a Buell 1125R today, or do you think it's an overlooked gem from a different era? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, ride safe, stay passionate, and keep the rubber side down.